Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this exclusive and private VIP broadcast. My name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and I am fired up tonight. And I'll tell you why. Tonight, we are showcasing one of the amazing success stories from the Top Recruiters Academy. This is an 8-week millionaire mentoring intensive. Now, I'll share with you guys that when you look to get started marketing online, there is a lot of moving parts, okay? There is a lot of moving parts. And the biggest challenge people have is they really don't know what to do. They kind of look from the outside through a window and they're trying to figure it all out, kind of like cracking a Rubik's Cube to try to figure out, how does this actually work? How do people actually be able to make money while they're sleeping? How can you make money while you're out grocery shopping or while you're out dinner? How is it actually done? And there's an actual recipe, no different than baking a cake, right? No different than baking a cake. So if you've ever baked a cake, you would probably know that if you have milk and eggs and batter and you have all these different ingredients, if you don't follow the recipe, if you don't follow a step-by-step blueprint, I can tell you this, there's a chance, there's a high probability that cake isn't gonna taste very good, right? You're probably gonna take your first bite into the cake and go like, who made this? This isn't very good, right? So when you're marketing online, this is very, very important to understand that we are truly in a business of personal development and leadership, okay? That is the number one most important thing that you need to understand about this business model. It's really a personal development leadership business model. It's not about trying to convince people about your products. It's not, have I got a deal for you? That's not our industry. We are in an industry based upon relationships, based upon connections. Now, people typically, in most cases, will do business with people that they either know, like, and trust, or people that they're either like or that they aspire to be like. So if you really want to make 6 figures a month or higher, it's very important that you understand some of these basic principles, that we are in a business model of providing value to the marketplace. Now, how exactly do you do that? Well, it's pretty easy. If you understand your buyer and you understand their pain, it's very easy for you to be able to speak to their pain, and that's actually how you're going to be able to start generating leads. But what do you do with the leads now, right? This is a challenge that people have when they get into high-ticket products, high-ticket companies, and the coaches say, yeah, just go out and buy some traffic, right? It doesn't work that way. In fact, I've gotten calls from people that are as much as $108,000 in the hole from following those type of strategies. You have to know the basics. You have to know what to actually do with those leads. What do you actually say to the people, right? Now, if you're coming from a world of trying to convince them that you have what they need when you don't even know what's going on in their life, you don't even know what their pain and problems are, you got a problem. It's like this. You will never actually get the connection with the prospect. So what is very important that you understand about this business model is that every single person is going to have different pain. Every single person is going to have a different problem. So you as the leader need to be able to get good at 2 things, okay? 2 things. You need to know what questions to ask, and you need to listen, right? You need to listen to your prospect. Okay, so Tom, as an example, he might have a situation where he just got fired from his job or laid off or cut back or downsized. Maybe the family had 2 income streams and now they only have 1. Bob, on the other hand, his parents may have just got, separated, divorced. It could be a situation where somebody just got transferred into a new province or a new state, right? Or maybe even a new country. It could be a situation where, somebody's just lost their spouse. Their spouse just died, and that spouse was the sole income provider. So it's very important that you understand some of these basic principles if you ever really want to make big money. Okay. Now, when I got into this industry, guys, in my 20s, I've been in this industry for 3 decades now. And my millionaire mentor said to me, Darren, you want to make 7 figures? I said, absolutely, I do. Right? How serious are you on a scale from 1 to 10? I said, I'm 100. Right? So he said, well, I'm going to share this strategy with you. And if you follow this formula, you will never, ever have to worry about money ever again. Are you coachable? I said, absolutely. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. Now, I came from the world of features and benefits. I came from, trying to talk about all of the great things that my product had and try to convince the other person, right? And I was actually pretty good at it. I could sell ice cubes to Eskimos. He said, Darren, that won't work in our industry. If you want to get good at our industry, you got to get good at one thing: people. You have to understand people. You have to understand that we all want the same things in life, truthfully. So once you take away the burden, right, of people's bills, people want to be able to have good health and wellness. They want to be able to have a roof over their head. They want to be able to have a dependable car that they can drive. They want to be able to have good food that they can eat. They want to be able to have a good spiritual connection. They want good friends and family, right? And they want to be able to have vacations and spontaneity and be able to have that type of freedom. But when you really break it down, here's what I'm going to share with you about the human being. People, truthfully, in their core, they want to give back, they want to make a difference, and they want to leave behind a legacy. Now, what can you do? Think about this. What can you do to help people around the world, right, with whatever knowledge and skills that you currently have to be able to get that type of lifestyle? Now, I was very fortunate, guys. I had some very, very good millionaire mentors. But when my millionaire mentor sat me down for the very first time and he said, Darren, rule number 1, I don't want you talking about our company, right? Rule number 2, I don't want you talking about our products. I was in shock, right? I didn't even think that that was possible. How could you actually sell something without talking about the actual product that you were going to sell or talk about the company that actually manufactured it? I said, Harvey, what am I going to talk about? He said, Darren, if you want to make 7 figures, you're going to learn how to talk about them. Okay, so let me understand this. You think I'm going to sell these by talking about the other person? Yes. And because I was coachable, because I listened to his mentorship, my very first month, I did $40,000 in sales, guys, listening to my millionaire mentor. So the things that I'm going to share with you tonight, this isn't like giving it a good college try. These are strategies that I've not only used to make millions and millions of dollars, both online and offline, but I've also transferred those skills to be able to raise tens of millions of dollars in venture capital for private companies, public companies, and my own companies. I've also used the same strategies to hire management teams, CEOs, CFOs, COOs, basic staff within an organization when I launch it. And these are transferable. In fact, we have people that have gone through this training that in 2 months have gone from 100 grand in their corporate salary to 312,000 at the same job, right? Now, if I can help a 17-year-old kid with no previous experience, 0 marketing experience, make $35,000 in month 1, you might want to take a few notes right now on today's broadcast. Now, one of the things I'm going to share with you, if you're tuning into us for the very first time, we're talking about millionaire mentoring. We're talking about a 2-month intensive. Now, what do I mean by an intensive? What I do is I actually meet with 15 people on Saturday, and for 4 straight hours each week, we teach you everything that I know about marketing and personal development. These are the strategies and skills that I learned in my early 20s working with Tony Robbins. For 3 years, I was actually vice president with Dr. Lee Poulos, learning about the power of the subconscious mind, our core beliefs about money, the human condition. Why is it that we as human beings are actually programmed to feel unworthy, to not feel deserving, to not feel that abundance is our birthright, to feel guilty almost for making a lot of money? And it's a phenomenon, guys. And I'm telling you, once you understand how it works and why it works, you can actually reprogram your brain. You can reprogram your brain. Then after that, I started working with Dr. Dov Baron, and that was really the key that unlocked everything. That was the power of quantum physics, the wave particle theory, how we manifest and create our own realities. And once you understand this, that was the final key that opened up a massive gateway. And the strategies that I'm going to share with you are how I was able to go from zero to $165,000 in 30 days using these strategies. Now, what I'm going to do here tonight, guys, is I'm going to share with you one of the most amazing success stories. This is a couple. They were in corporate America. They were both working in corporate America, and they just said no. They drew a line in the sand and they said, we want a life of freedom. We want to be able to travel around the world. We want to be able to really 10x our life. So they literally left corporate America. They got in an RV with their 2 dogs, and now they travel around the world living the laptop lifestyle with the power of the internet. And they've learned a formula, a strategy to be able to leverage the power of Facebook to be able to pop $1,000 commissions like fireworks on the 4th of July. So Michael and Michelle, welcome to the broadcast.
What is up, Darren? Thanks for having us tonight. Good to be here, man.
Absolutely. Guys, well, tell me a little bit, where did you come from? Tell us about this evolution of being able to walk away from corporate America and be able to live that laptop lifestyle.
Absolutely. So, we've basically been 9-to-5ers our whole lives, beyond 9-to-5ers, getting up every morning, going to work, doing the whole thing, the house, the cars, all that stuff. And, one day we're just like driving by each other as I'm coming home and Michelle's going to work, and we're like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? We didn't really want to be apart. We really wanted to be together and enjoy life together. So we started really feeling differently about what we were doing in the 9-to-5 lifestyle. And we're like, there's got to be more to life than just going to work every day, passing by each other as one goes to work and one comes home, living that different life almost, not seeing each other. What else can we do? And literally we found something online, got started in the online world, and we're like, hey, you know what? Let's make this something that we do. Let's really go for this. And honestly, we put in hard work consistently, always putting in the hard work. And we decided to really give it a go and really say, hey, let's just drop everything. Let's get rid of everything and let's just do us. Let's do a life where we can be together with our dogs. We can enjoy nature. We can enjoy the scenery, the experiences that we've always wanted to enjoy. And we put all of our heart, all of our soul into it. And honestly, it's been the ride of our lives up until where we are right now, what we've gone through in the past and where we are today. The ride of our lives has been in the online, the laptop lifestyle, flipping up your laptop, connecting to the internet, and getting plugged into strategies, skills, and mentors who can help you just be a better you, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you're promoting. You know, Darren painted that clearly at the beginning of this broadcast. It's more so about you, who you are inside, who you can be, what you can uncover, and where you can go with that. And honestly, the training that we've learned through Darren, Top Recruiters Academy, that 8-week intensive, literally, it's intensive. It's no joke. It's pulling the layers right off that onion, right off of your soul, and really diving into who you are so that you can truly go that next level, go that next mile, and continue on to a life that you would never expect that you would ever achieve. I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it, any type of training that you find online, it's really the mentoring, the people who really put their blood, sweat, and tears into a formula and then lay it out for you, help you with it, and really are there to support you through the whole process. And that's what's helped us move forward the most. And honestly, we can't thank you enough for what you've done through this process and to where we're going now with you.
You know, I have like a different version. I just kind of have to share a little bit. You know, you did a really good job explaining how we've gotten to where we are. But the truth is, Darren, we really feel that, you know, for me personally, I've always worked 2-3 jobs, and that was life. You know, you work really hard. That was my mindset. So my mindset was like, the only way to make money is to work like from morning till night with a little bit of sleep, and do it all over again tomorrow. And so Mike and I we only had one night together. And so because of our job schedules, one night together, and then cleaning the house, doing all the other things on the other day off, which is one weekend day off for me. Mike had the weekend off. And so it left no time with family. It left our lives feeling not balanced. And it really was like so for me, I was like, all right, well, I'm never home at night. So I ended up going from like 3 jobs to 2 jobs, which was, one was part-time, one was full-time. And I'm like, you know what? I want the desk job. I want the 9 to 5. And I thought 9 to 5 was where it was at, because I'd always worked, 8 in the morning till 11, 12 at night. So 9 to 5 to me sounded ideal. Like, go sit in a desk, have a good job. And I did it. Like, I was so excited. I got health insurance. I got all these benefits. But then after a while, after a few years of being there, I'm like, seriously, like typing over the same things, doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm like, I know I'm better than this. Like, I know I'm better than repeat typing, repeat everything day after day. And it was when we got married and we're on our honeymoon, and we took a 2-week road trip. And it was during our honeymoon that we were like, we had nothing planned for 2 weeks. So like, which is now the life we live, which is nothing is planned. We go where we want to go, when we want to go. But I'm going ahead of time when I say that. So we're on our road trip, and we're like, this is what it's all about. Being together, going where we want to go, seeing the beautiful areas. And, this was a life that we thought we could have when we retired. At 67, you promise the life of your dreams at 67. And, we really said, like, we were in the car, and I'll never forget it. We're like, do we have to go home? Like, let's just take this car and keep going and never go home. And then we started to think about, like, what are we really working for? Let's literally, we got the pen and paper out. We tallied up how much our cars were every month, how much we were spending in gas, how much insurance for those brand new cars were, how much our mortgage was. Everyone does these things. These are normal things, and we're not dissing those things. But we were like, we live in an area that's, the economy is much higher. We pay more for everything here in Massachusetts. And we literally just had to say, like, we're working our butts off for things, material things, when the truth is the open road, the freedom that we longed for, and the togetherness that we've really just aspired to have, like our love, our new marriage, and how we've always been together. And now we have 2 weeks when we had no time before, and we didn't want to go back to that life. And so I'll never forget the day, like Mike was like, I found something online, and I'm going to be like busy. Like, you're not going to see me on Saturdays. Like, I'm really doing all these other things. And he's getting up early in the morning and staying up later than usual. And I started to get like a little upset because our time again was being infringed upon. And he promised me, he's like, no. He's like, just go with me on this. go with me on this because I'm working towards our dream. I know we can have what we talked about. And I'm not kidding. It was, what, less than a year later? It was like less than a year later. We're like, got the house on the market. We're selling items out of our house left and right because we realized that retirement is never guaranteed. Life is never guaranteed. Freedom isn't guaranteed. None of these things are guaranteed, but we were determined to have it. But it was finding online, it was finding the online space and opportunity, the life where dreams exist, and that people are there to help you to reach those dreams exists. It's a whole new world, a whole new world in the online world. And we found it. And so, you know, how we found you is funny because in our former business, which, you know, we've done different opportunities. This is not a lot. This is really our biggest second home because something, you know, the market changes, business opportunities change. And that's what happened with us before. And we knew you, and we just, like, the day came where we saw something that you were promoting, and we're like, there's a lot of good things going on over here. Like, people are making money, like real money that's in your bank account. And that was a big thing, like getting paid the same day, where the income that we made before, it was like, you know, trickling out. They don't pay you right off the bat. You know, if you make $5,000 today, you might see it in the next 2 months. So that was huge because when you're trying to pay bills on this kind of lifestyle, you know, whether it's being at home or being on the road, which I fast forwarded because we literally said, we're going for our dream. We're doing this how we want. It was our personal development, Darren, to be completely honest with you. It was the reading, the listening to audios, the believing in yourself, the, you know, getting over all those preconceived notions of this past life to this new life. And we knew we could do it because it's there and it's real. And then you meet people who are doing it, who are living it, like yourself, like us now. And now we get to aspire others to do the same thing. But we came across what you were doing, Darren, and it was truly life-changing. We're like, okay, well, like you talked about that recipe. Well, we had all the ingredients from the company we came from was great. We have no complaints as to what we learned because it was powerful. But again, it was all the ingredients, but we didn't have the formula. We didn't have the recipe to put it together. We didn't know what to say. You talked about, you know, learning to ask questions and to listen. We were never really taught that piece because we were down the cold traffic route, dishing out money, thousands and thousands of dollars, like every week sometimes. And so we knew we couldn't sustain that. And it was the formula and the strategy that you taught us. It changed our whole life, you know, and Top Recruiters Academy changed our whole life. It was the ingredients, it was the formula, it was everything in one, and having money instantly in your bank account that day. If you have a sale, it comes in that day. And so you're able to take that and to turn it over. You're able to invest into new opportunities. You're able to, you know, do whatever it is that you want to do. And it was so important to us because of the life that we live, this life on the road now, which we will never go back to our former life. And that's just for us, you know, it's our belief. It's what we want. Not everyone wants to go live in the woods. Like, we know that, but we do know that everybody has a dream and everybody wants to make more money. And like you said, everyone wants to help people, you know, so really that's where we're at, you know, so we are living our life the way we want, the way we dreamed of at retirement, because we once heard to start at the end and then go back, you know, so why not start where we really want to be at the end and then work our way that way. So here we are, full-time RVing around the country. We are currently right now in Massachusetts, and we've been all over the country multiple times by now, and it's never going to end. And the opportunities are there. It's the personal development and the people, the mentors, the millionaire mentors like yourself, Darren. You know, we want to thank you today. We want to thank you every day, because you are constantly not only in Top Recruiters, like, because I'm telling you, Top Recruiters, we get to spend 4 hours with you every Saturday for 8 weeks. It was powerful, you know, and we had one of our biggest it was 10 days, our biggest 10 days, which was 6,100 in 10 days in Top Recruiters Academy. And that was huge for us, and that's huge money for anyone that was once in a, work. I called myself like a workhorse. It was a mentality. It was a mindset. And it took our mindset change. It took mentoring. It took millionaire mentoring. And it literally took Top Recruiters Academy to just take that and push us even more in the direction of belief, of understanding, and just, I don't know. I'm really excited. I'm so excited to be here.
When you partner up with the right people, you definitely feel that energy. And, it's all about energy. And that's one thing that we really learned, because we were on the personal development path before we really settled into the online world. And it truly amplified our personal development as well. Together as a couple, like, we worked through so many different things, like just ridiculous amounts of things that we didn't even know. And just going forward every day through that personal development path allows you to be a better person, not only to your spouse, but to your friends, to your family, to complete strangers that you might see at the store or meet online. And honestly, that's truly what it's about. We're here in Massachusetts visiting family right now, and we've been hanging out, doing the family thing, just hanging out. And this weekend we just woke up, getting ready to make some coffee, and we check our phone, boom, $1,000 commission right there, ready to go. And we're just like, this is amazing to have this type of opportunity where you can literally say, hey, we got to turn on those boosters, make some money, and boom, go out there, follow your formula, and then it's provided. So it's truly an unbelievable opportunity to be able to have the mentoring, have the skills, have the personal development, so you can be a better person, tap into who you really are, find that true you on the inside, and be able to go out there and create something that's never ending, because we're always evolving. And if you're truly wanting to be the best version of you, well, that's an ever evolving you. You're not the same person today that you were 5 years ago. You're not the same person 5 years from now that you are today. Yeah, you're growing every day, every hour, every year. You're completely evolving. And that's something that we strive for. And that's something that we've achieved here and we'll always continue to grow with. So we're truly blessed and truly thankful.
I do have to add really quick, that $1,000 commission that we woke up to the other day, we're so thankful every single time those come in, because for me personally, I had to work 2 weeks I had to work 80 hours to create that kind of income before. And that's something I always have to keep in my mind, that how much easier it is to create income online with consistency than it is to that grind, and so Darren, we can't thank you enough. We love you and we appreciate you, and we love Top Recruiters Academy and everything that you do, and everything that you do for all your students. So thank you a million times.
Amen.
Awesome, guys. Awesome. Okay, let me just you guys here, because we're getting feedback. Guys, what I want to share with you here on this broadcast, if you're just joining in with us, we're talking about a 2-month Millionaire Mentoring Intensive. Now, what exactly is that? When I say Millionaire Mentoring Intensive, what exactly does that mean? Here's the thing that I'm going to share with you. We all battle this thing. It's called the human condition. The human condition. We come into the world knowing everything, and the world programs us to know nothing, to feel unworthy, to feel undeserving. We don't love ourselves enough to allow the abundance to flow in, and we don't have healthy boundaries. And what happens is that we literally, it feels like the world is doing stuff to us. Okay? That's the first level in the game, just so you know. It's called victimhood. What you don't realize is the world is actually doing stuff for you, not to you, for you. And once you understand how the game works, there's different levels in the game. And what I teach you is how to actually master the game controller so that you can steer your ship just like a video game. No joke, guys. And once you understand how it's your thoughts, it's your words, it's your emotions that's creating the reality, you can actually take charge of your reality and step into your power and step into your greatness. Now, a lot of people don't understand this about how the game works. The gateway to your future is backwards. Backwards, guys. Okay. Now, if you don't have somebody that actually can teach you this, this isn't available in books. This training is not available in other seminars that you can go to. In fact, people that actually get into the Top Recruiters Academy have to sign a non-disclosure document to even be able to get access in. That's how top secret this information is. Now, I'll share with you guys that I have used this formula over and over and over in my life to make millions and millions of dollars in conventional business, online, affiliate marketing, network marketing, all those combined, as well as raising money in venture capital. Now, what would it be like for you if you knew the formula that you could come up with some sort of a concept, some sort of an idea, and be able to actually raise the money to be able to go make your idea a reality? Back in 1999, 2000, I rolled out a company called bingo.com. And I want you to put yourself into this mindset for a second, because when we purchased bingo.com, we bought it for $1.1 million, okay? That's just the domain name. That doesn't include any of the working capital or the office equipment or the programming. I'm talking about the same domain that you can go to GoDaddy for and pay $9.95 for. We paid $1.1 million for that. Now, I was the CEO of the company, so I came into that meeting with my group of people, right? And we were meeting the owner at that time that owned the domain name. And we had to be able to, you know, show him what we could do to be able to make our vision become real, okay? Because if our vision couldn't become real, then he wasn't going to make any money, okay? So I had to actually sign my name on a contract for $1.1 million, and I only had about a 4-month window to be able to come up with the money. Now, here's the kicker, guys. I didn't have the money. I didn't have $1.1 million when I signed that contract. I had to go make it happen. Now, a lot of people might be in a position where they say, well, Darren, I don't have the money. I don't have the money to start a business. I don't have the money for Millionaire Mentorship. I didn't have $1.1 million to be able to go launch my dream. I didn't have it, right? So what was different? What was different about me at that time than you, where you are right now? This right here. This right here. Mindset, okay? 95% of your success or failure is all in your head, okay? And whether or not you're going to make your dream or whether or not you're going to get whatever it is that you don't want is all right here. What do you say to yourself each and every day? This is the power here, guys. This right here, okay? Now, I believed that I had the most incredible business opportunity on the planet. Okay, that's what I believed. Not only did I have to come up with 1.1 million, I had to raise an additional $6 million for the actual company itself. That includes the staffing costs, that includes the software development, all the office expenses, the equipment, everything, the software development to make it all happen, right? $7.1 million in a compressed period of time, okay? Now, that all of a sudden might take this little tiny amount and dwarf it down to almost nothing, right? Now you might think, well, holy cow, like this little bit of money that we're thinking about is really a little fraction, right? I was talking $7.1 million, and I'd never done it before. It was my first shot. Okay, now think about that journey, right? Now, I knew this. I had a vision, I had a dream, and nothing and nobody was going to stop me. Nothing. Now, I was the first person in the office, right? Every day, first person, and I was the last person to leave. And I told my vision to anybody that would listen, literally, no joke. And when I went to sit down to meet somebody and I talked to them about, you know, what do they look for? What's most important to them in an investment, right? That's about asking the right questions, because people will give you the data just so you know, right? So that you know which way to go in the conversation, right? So the person would tell me, and I would talk about what we had on the go and what my vision was. And, you know, I'd say, you know, so based upon what you've seen and heard, can you see an opportunity here? Now, there was so many times, guys. I want you to watch the difference here. So, Tom, based upon what you've seen and heard, can you see an opportunity here? I don't know, Darren. I'm not really too sure. You know what, Tom? Here's what I'm going to tell you. You're going to remember this day today, because everything that I've told you, I'm going to do it. You're going to watch me do it. And you're going to remember this day exactly how it went down. Now, I'm okay either way. I'm okay either way. Whether or not you invest in this business opportunity or not doesn't matter to me, because you're going to watch me do it. And the last person that put 10 grand into one of my deals, they made $750,000. So either way, I'm good. Okay. So if you're not interested, you know, it won't affect the relationship, and we got a great connection here, I'm good with it. Guess what they would do? They'd pull out their check and they'd write me a check for $50,000. True story, guys. So what were they really buying? Think about that. What were they really buying? They were buying my vision. They were buying my belief, my confidence, my self-esteem that that's where I'm going and nobody's going to stop me, right? That's the train leaving the station. See the difference there? So my question to you is, how emotionally connected are you to your dream? How emotionally connected are you to your vision of freedom, to be able to walk away from your 9 to 5, to be able to fire your boss, to be able to get up whenever you want and go to sleep when you're tired? To me, that's the true freedom lifestyle, guys. It really is. Whenever you're tired, you go to bed, and whenever you're rested, you get up. That, to me, is freedom, right? Now, I had a pretty cool situation today. I think it was about a $6,200 day today. And the irony here is, right now you can see behind me, I'm going through doing a full renovation right now. And I had my drywall guys here doing some work. So I was working in here in the house and whatnot. But once you understand these principles, once you understand how to leverage the power of the internet through what I call cloning, right? There was a copy of me, right? Right? This actually will be a copy of me after it's done. But there was a copy of me that was working for me while I was working with the crew here in my place. Pretty cool concept. That's the power of the internet. A lot of people don't get it. They go, well, how can you make money while you sleep, Darren? I got clone copies of me all over the internet that are doing the work for me without me, right? They look like me. They sound like me. They can give value, right? And they're working while I'm sleeping, right? That's a phenomenon. That's what you're going to learn how to be able to do, how to be able to create. But the most important thing is, what are you going to do to make you unique and different in the marketplace? What is your special sauce? What is your special sauce? Why does somebody want to join you over somebody else? What makes you unique and different? And how can you help your buyer to solve their pain, to not have to harass their friends and family, to never get rejected ever again, to be able to generate unlimited leads using the power of the internet, to be able to close and upsell to higher ticket products, to get explosive team duplication? And what happens when they don't have the money to be able to go spend that money on traffic? Now what? What's your formula? How are you going to be able to help those people that don't have a big budget to be able to go spend money on paid traffic or buy those high ticket products? I'm going to teach you exactly how I rolled out one income stream from zero, right? For less than $1,300 in that particular one. I didn't spend a single penny on paid ads, none, zero. And in 1 month, I made $108,000 like that, out of thin air. No ads, no banners, no solos, no emailing people. I'm talking about the power of Facebook. Now, what would it be like if I was to literally hand that formula over to you on a silver platter, right? What would that be worth to you? To get that $108,000 formula from 0 to 108,000 in 30 days. Think about that. Think about the power of that. Because try, tested, and proven, guys. There's no gambling, right? It's not like we're saying, well, let's go give this a good college try. I'm giving you the actual formula, line by line, exactly what to do, step by step. And this is the power of mentorship. So I want you to visualize yourself. You're out in the desert and somebody says to you, you know, I'll tell you what, if you can get across to that little area over there, it's about 100 yards, we're going to give you $1 million. Okay, $1 million. You look at that little area and go, wow, I could do that. I could go 100 yards across there. And they go, well, there's one little tiny more thing that we got to tell you, that it's a minefield. Okay, and there's mines planted all the way through, hidden in that, underneath the sand. Now what's going to happen? I want you to think about that. So now you're looking at that 100 yards, and it seems like a pretty far distance because there's hidden mines underneath the sand in the desert, right? Now you might be a little bit reluctant to be able to put the life in your hands there to take that run across for the 100 yards because you might blow up, okay? Now, what would be the difference in your confidence level if you were walking right behind a minesweeper? Oh, no, don't step there. Don't step there. Right? Step over here. Sweep, sweep, sweep. How confident will you be to be able to go from one side to the other side to get that $1 million? Pretty darn confident, right? Pretty darn confident. That is the power of mentorship. So what I want for you to do, Michael and Michelle, is share with us, what has mentorship done for you?
You know, Darren, with mentorship, honestly, when it comes down to it, you know, when you first get started online, or if you're already doing something online, or maybe you're offline doing something, you know, mentorship, like you said, like the Minesweeper, truly gives you that step-by-step blueprint, literally a blueprint to what you need to be able to do. And honestly, you know, we had some great training before, some great assistants before, some great coaches before, but it wasn't like that true mentorship where you literally can get on the phone and be like, hey, I got to talk to you about this. Or, you know, your mentor reaches out to you and says, hey, you know, where are you at? You know, you said you wanted to do this. What's going on? Where are you at? You know, having that kind of accountability, having that kind of support, it's truly, you know, what's done for me is really helped me just want to be better every single day, want to strive further, want to really just do more every single day and really get to those goals. Because, you know, once you reach a goal, there's another goal, and then there's another goal. If you truly want success, if you truly want to, you know, live how you want to live, there's always going to be different goals. So having the mentorship, having the accountability is something that truly has done it for me. And I'll let Michelle say her piece, but honestly, that's what it's done for me.
I have to say, Darren, you know, one of the biggest pieces of your mentorship, like Mike and I had created at the time, it wasn't a product yet, but we created what we felt every entrepreneur needed, and we were head on into it. And it wasn't until your mentorship that we actually knew how to put it together. You know, you literally said to us, like, do you plan on doing this for free? You know, and it was forever. And it was your mentorship that helped us put it together correctly so that we've created our own business. You know, not how I even forgot to add that before is just crazy, because that's what we learned with you is how to, once you've created something, how do you put it together? How do you get it to the masses? How do you do it efficiently? And that was a huge piece to your mentorship that we'll never forget. And it was the late night conversations. I could have, I messaged, there was no message I sent you messages like all the time. Like, I believe every single day we were talking every single day. You're on the phone with us. You're making, still to this day, getting on calls with us, getting us, making sure that we are where we need to be at the times where, where we need to be at them. And if you see us slip it, if we're not doing something right or we need to do something more, you were there to be like, okay, you really need to pick it up over here so that you can go forward there. And honestly, that's huge, because so many people are just out there like, swimming, waiting for the life jacket, and you literally are the life jacket. And for us anyway, for everything that we've been through, up to this point, so your mentorship's done amazing things. It's like, it's what everyone wants, and I've told you this before, I'll say it again. I watched that movie, or I read that book, Eat, Pray, Love. And, I was like really hell-bent that I needed to go to India to ask Mike. I'm like, I need to go to India and find a guru. Like, I'm going to go search India for some, wise medicine man who's going to show me what it is that I need to do, show me my potential. And it turned out to be a blue-eyed white guy from Canada. And I didn't have to actually go to India to find him. And honestly, Darren, you are that guy. You're the person that we've been looking for, that I thought I had to go to India to find. And honestly, truly, that is, for me, what you've done for us. And it's like it's the lifelong friendship. I know we'll be friends with you for life. And you're not just a friend, you're our mentor. And it's something I think everybody needs, whether they know it or not. And if they've ever read that book, I'm sure they know exactly what I'm talking about. But you're that guy, Darren. And again, we can't thank you enough.
Awesome. Guys, what I want to share with you here is this. If it wasn't for my millionaire mentors, okay, and I will say this with complete humbleness, okay, if it was not for my millionaire mentors, I would never have become a millionaire at 35 years old, okay? Ever, okay? Because I was on a different path. I had a different understanding, a different mentality, a mindset, strategies. I didn't even know any of the strategies that actually took me from making $60,000 a year to making $1 million in a year. That is a big jump, guys. Okay, truthfully, that is a big jump. To be making 60 grand a year and then jump from that to make $1 million in a year, right? And if it was not for my millionaire mentors, okay, that I had, I would not have been able to do that. I would not have been able to do that. And when I was vice president of marketing with Dr. Lee Poulos, and he was a really, really interesting and very highly knowledgeable doctor, right? He's a clinical psychologist. And he didn't come into the office very often, right? It was very sporadic that he would actually show up into the office. And myself and another gentleman, he was corporate development, I was VP of marketing, and there was the CEO that ran it. And then he was the chairman of the board type thing. He came into the office one day and I heard my buzzer ring. It's like, Darren, can you come into the office for a minute? I never knew what I was going to get. It's like, the whole new bag of tricks, right? It's a whole new ball game. So I went into his office and he was kind of leaning back, looking up at the ceiling. And he said, do you realize that you are where you are right now based upon your thoughts 5 years ago? And as I was standing there in his office, I'm looking at him. Part of my conscious mind went out of my body and into the past, and I saw literally like a video of me writing on a piece of paper, I am vice president of an international company doing international business. That was 5 years previous. And there I was, right? I was vice president of this international company. And then he said, if you want to know where you're going to be 5 years from today, just look at your thoughts today. And it was the same thing, right? And there I was at 35 years old as a millionaire, right? And I saw the whole thing. And for that little fraction of time, I saw the past, the present, and the future all at once. And it totally changed my life, guys. It was like a gateway opened, like a vortex opened. And it was almost to the day of my 35th birthday that I made my first $1 million. Now, at the time, there was a campaign that was running for London Life Financial, okay, London Life. And it was called Freedom 55. And they were talking about strategies of investing and whatnot, and how you could retire by the age of 55. And I said, Freedom 55? I'm going to do Freedom 35. And from that time to the day that I turned 35 years old, I used to walk down the street, right? You know, you're walking in between the lines and stuff, and you're looking down at the ground. And my self-talk, my chant that I said over and over and over was Freedom 35, Freedom 35. I'm a magnet. I'm a magnet. And as I was walking down the street, I used to chant this over and over, Freedom 35, Freedom 35. I'm a magnet. I'm a magnet. And it was part of anytime I wasn't working, if I was walking from one meeting to the other meeting, that's what I did, right? Freedom 35, Freedom 35. I'm a magnet. I'm a magnet. And it was a phenomenon. It was a phenomenon, guys. I'm telling you, we speak our realities into existence. And this is one of the things I'm going to teach you how to master in Top Recruiters Academy. So people wonder, what exactly is it that you get? Like, what do you do? Well, if you go onto my website at darrenlittle.com, you click on the button that says mentoring and coaching, you'll see right there the hourly rate. If somebody hires me for 1 hour, it's $1,000. You get 4 hours. Sometimes it actually goes a little bit longer to 5. Ongoing interactive chat, right, with a group, live chat, right, so that anytime that you got a question, we're right there, right? You're talking to me personally, okay? You're not talking to my secretary. You're not talking about some staff. You're talking directly to me as your millionaire mentor for 2 entire months. And as it goes through the process, these recordings, these 4-hour recordings are put into that chat group so that you can reference back to them, or if you're in a situation where you can't attend, where you can actually watch the recording. So it's really, really phenomenal. So over the course of the 2 months, it's over $38,000, guys, of real millionaire mentoring. It's not some price that I make up. It's not like, oh, hey, this and bonus and blah, blah. This is real millionaire mentoring time. Okay, if you go right to the website, you'll see it's $1,000 an hour. Okay, so it's over $38,000. And I only work with 15 people. Now, I do that for a reason, because when we have the panel of the 15 people, it's actually very live and interactive. Now, remember that the gateway forward is backwards. So we need to be able to uncrack this little Rubik's Cube for you, to be able to understand what exactly is it that's holding you back in your life. Why aren't you already successful? Why aren't you already living a life of freedom right now? What are your core beliefs about money? What did your parents program you to believe about success and about abundance? What's back there? What's back there? We got to peel back this onion and get to your core, your driver. What is it that drives you? What is your special sauce? What can we do to bring you out into a blossom so that you shine in the marketplace? Now, keep in mind, as we're going through this process, I'm sharing with you my personal stories of things that I've had to personally overcome, right? I call them trapdoors in the game, right? You can be going along hugely, hugely successful, and all of a sudden, trapdoor. Right? People don't understand how the game works. Now, here's a perfect example. Last year, for me in the summer, I had a record month at $165,000 month. Okay. So I took 2 months off and I went to Manila, and I had some lower back problems. And we were going to this island called Boracay, and it was 4 a.m. We had to catch an Uber. The Uber never showed up, right? The Uber didn't show up. So we're panicking now because we've all got flights booked for this trip. I see a cab. Oh my God, guys, there's a cab. And I'm going onto the sidewalk, waving the cab down. I don't see the sidewalk drops 8 inches. bam, I blew out one of my vertebrae in my lower back, right onto my sciatic nerve, okay, in full seizures, muscle spasms. And I ended up a week later in emergency in a hospital in Manila, and I had to have lower back surgery. That is a serious surgery, guys, when they're right that close to your spine. I had to have surgery, major surgery in a foreign country, and I was in the hospital for an entire month. Now, what would you do if that happened to you? Because guess what the price tag was for that? $35,000 was the bill, okay? Now, the good news is I made it through. The bad news is my insurance company didn't pay for it. What? Don't you get insurance so that you can have situations like that to be able to be handled? They didn't cover it. They didn't cover it. They said it was an elective surgery. Really, I was hooked up to IV on a bed. How the heck am I going to make it 24 hours back into Vancouver? Really? Right? But they'll look for little tiny ways to not have to pay you so that they can rip you off, right? It's bizarre. So I ended up having to take that $35,000 hit. Now, most families would not be able to do that. They don't have an extra 35 grand just kicking around that they can, boom, okay, no problem. We'll just go have the surgery, right? What would happen if that happened to you? Just that one event can take a family out, can take you out of the game, right? Bankruptcy, right? So my question to you is, what is your safety net? What would you do if that happened to you? So my goal is to be able to help you create that safety net, to create that cushion that can help you if anything like that would to ever happen for you in your life. Now, here's a couple stories that I want to share with you. Charlene Savage, who's one of my students, 6 months ago, she was living on her credit cards, okay, buying groceries and paying interest using her credit cards. She actually got into Top Recruiters Academy and got so much value that she did it a second time. And in 6 months, she has made $98,000 online in the bank, right? One of my students right now, her name is Rohini. She was scheduled to have her thyroid removed. That's major surgery, guys, okay? She's scheduled to have her thyroid removed. 2 months, okay? The doctor told her now she does not need to have thyroid surgery. She lost 19 pounds. She wasn't on a weight loss product. And she cut her insulin levels in half. Now, what changed? What changed? She wasn't on drugs. She wasn't on a weight loss program, right? What shifted? What she learned in the Top Recruiters Academy. So we're talking about health, wellness, spiritual, emotional, family, relationships, career, travel, financial goals, and material things that you want to manifest, and contribution, giving back, and making a difference. This covers every area, guys. So when I tell you that your life as you know it will never be the same, and buckle up, I am 100% serious here. Now, this is actually the last Top Recruiters Academy that I'm going to do. I've done like an 8-month run or something like that. This is the last one. Then I'm taking some time off because I've got to write a chapter in Joe Vitale's new best-selling book that he's got coming out right now about success. So I'm going to be focusing on writing that chapter, but I also am putting together some really, really big and exciting things as we move into 2018. So you're going to want to pay close attention there. But this will be the last time. Now, Top Recruiters Academy originally was a $10,000 product. It includes everything that I know about marketing, everything that I know about recruiting new reps in any business in 6 to 45 minutes, unlimited leads, closing, upselling, team duplication, how to step into your power and step into your leadership. But I teach you everything that I know about quantum physics. Okay, everything that I know about the wave particle theory, the equation for manifestation, and how I've been able to do some of these things. Quite honestly, when I look at them, guys, I'm shocked myself. Seriously, I mean, how did I do that, right? I did it with this formula. It's called Unleash the Alpha Within, the 5 steps to wealth creation. And once you learn this, Once you learn these strategies, I will tell you this 100% with confidence. You will never, ever have to worry about money again for the rest of your life. Okay? No joke. Okay. I had one guy, Rob Riker, who was 2 months behind in rent and eviction. Notice he was starving himself for 2 days at a time. Okay. Just so his kids could eat food. And he actually, his self-esteem had dropped down so low. He was going through a divorce and he was really at rock bottom. Okay. And his first month, he didn't even believe that he was going to be able to make $2,500. Okay. And he used to be a motivational speaker, right? That's how far he'd fallen down the rabbit hole. He went through Unleash the Alpha Within, and in 8 months, he had $500,000 in the bank. Okay. That is the power here. So what I would encourage you to do is this. Spots on these go super fast. The last 8 sessions were all sold out. This is the last one that I'm doing, guys. Okay, this is the last one I'm doing. The price will revert back up to $10,000 original price, but for a very limited time for this class, it's only $4,750. Okay, now that's one of the reasons why this goes so fast. It's over 38 grand in Millionaire Mentoring, guys, and that is real. That is real. Go to my website. You can see it right on there. Millionaire Mentoring Coaching, it's $1,000 an hour. So what I would encourage you to do is this. For whatever reason, you've come here tonight. Okay, you could be in a state of transition right now. You might have reached a breaking point, or you're really looking to 10x your income and scale up to go to the next level. If that's you, if you've got that burning desire to really, truly have a life of freedom, to be able to travel around the world and take months off, like I did, took 2 months off to go to Manila, Hawaii, LA, Las Vegas, went and saw an amazing quantum mechanics individual who's a guru in the industry called Jonathan Amaret. How can you do that, guys, without cash flow? You can't, right? Cash flow will change everything for you once you learn how to make money at will, on demand. So what I would encourage you to do is throw your hat over the wall, click that link below, because once the spots are gone, the shopping cart will come down and we're closed, okay? Once they're gone, they're gone. And I don't make extra available. Again, I do it for a reason, because I can't talk to everybody if there's more than 15. It's not possible, right? It's not possible to get your story, to unravel your matrix, to open up that gateway if we have any more than 15 people, okay? That's why sometimes we go a little bit over and it goes into 5 hours. So Mike and Michelle, any thing that you would like to say to these people on your experience and why they should take action and get in this last group?
I mean, you've delivered it quite nicely tonight, Darren. And honestly, without your training, without your expertise, without your mentoring, you know, we wouldn't be in the position that we're in now, and we certainly wouldn't have the vision that we have for the future right now. So if there's anything holding you back from taking action and clicking below and getting started, just set that aside, because you're in good hands with Darren. You're in good hands with the Top Recruiters Academy. And honestly, it will completely change your life for whatever you're looking to achieve in life.
Darren, I just think that anyone who decides to throw their hat over the wall and join you are going to be partaking in a life-changing experience where how they were before they start with you and how they are when they end, they will never be the same. And like you said before, and we feel it and we know it, that once you do this, you will never have to worry about money again. I heard you say it tonight. We always say it, and it's truly, it couldn't be any more true. You know, you learn how to really 10x everything that you're doing, really scale up in all aspects of your life, beyond even financials, personal. You know, the personal development that you teach in the Top Recruiters Academy is by far some of the best stuff that we've ever done. You know, you talk about the matrix, you learn about the matrix. That is something that everyone needs to really engulf themselves in. And you just also said, you know, for I don't have the $4,750, you know, and when you say it's going to go up to 10,000 next time you roll this out, you mean it. And that's where it's going to go. And so people are crazy to not take this opportunity at half off what you normally charge, and even more so to spend the kind of time with you, to have the mentorship, the millionaire mentorship, like you talked about, your millionaire, you wouldn't be where you were because of your millionaire mentor. We wouldn't be where we are because of our millionaire mentor. And people have that opportunity to have you be their, you know, to be their guru, to be their mentor, and to really like, you know, when you talk about taking someone under your wing, Darren, you are that guy, and your wings are so big, and the heart you give is so powerful that people really need to be around it. They need to experience us so that they can bring themselves to where they truly want to be, to step into their power like we've stepped into our power. We wouldn't have been able to do it without you. And yeah, Darren, thank you. We cannot say enough great stuff about your mentorship, Top Recruiters Academy, and not to mention the friendships we made there. The friendships, you know, you're in a small group of 15 people, but those people are your friends for life. It's quite the family, and it's quite the dynamic, and people be crazy not to take that opportunity, and to take that opportunity now, because when you say once those 15 seats are gone, there is no 16th person. Sorry. And it's going to be $10,000 next time. So for $47.50, they'd be crazy not to take the opportunity.
Amen.
Thank you, Darren.
I'm excited for you. I am fired up. Thank you so much, Michael and Michelle, for joining us on this exclusive and private broadcast. Guys, my name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Click that link below. If you truly want to 10x your life, this is the real deal, guys. This is real millionaire mentoring, and it really is $38,000 in value, and you're only paying $4,750 one time. Okay, there's no monthly thing or anything like that, right? Once you're in, you are in, and you are going for a journey and the ride of your life. And that, my friend, you can take to the bank. Once again, my name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Throw your hat over the wall. I'm fired up, guys. I'm excited for you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next Top Recruiters Academy. So take action and have a great night. All the best.